You want to know how to get high paying clients on Instagram. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you everything in my brain that goes into the thought process on how to get someone from being either a stranger, a follower to being paying client, right? I'm going to go more in depth with the thought process, right? I have an idea, but I'm going to doodle. As you guys know, my last video did really well, right? I'm doodling on my mouse. So if I do any typos, misspell, you can roast me, it's fine, but it's on my mouse. So yeah, client acquisition is actually pretty simple on Instagram. It really, really is. So I'm gonna map out everything, how I think and how my clients think and how they get results, right? Very, very simple. Okay. So before I get into it, if you need help implementing any of this into your coaching business, check the link down below for you to get results like Jesse, Rob, Matt on how to get 5 high paying clients guaranteed working with us. Very, very simple. So now I referenced this before in my past videos, right? There's a lot of stuff that goes into getting someone from a follower to a paying client. Okay. So I need you to pay attention. I need you to give me your undivided attention. Stop what you're doing right now. If you can't stop what you're doing right now, and you're doing 5 other things, just shut me off and watch me another time, or that means you're not even serious. So basically what happens, right, is, and I've referenced this before and I don't want to go on it about have an offer. I'm not going to go into the offer thing today. I've covered that many, many times in my past YouTube videos. So Instagram is literally moving I'm going to put 200, right? 200 miles an hour. Okay. It is going fast, meaning if this is someone's algorithm, right? And they're doom scrolling, as I call it, this is a video, this is a video, this is a video, right? It is going so fast, right? So people are going doop, 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 doop. So let's just say it's a current follower, right? Let's go for a simple thing, okay? Let's say you make a video, okay? The video is good, right? And then let's say someone is on Instagram watching, just doom scrolling. Your job is you want your content. This is how I think about content. I need you to understand, right? You want your content to get them to stop and tune in and watch everything in your video. Now, me saying what I'm about to tell you is crucial, okay? You have less than 2 seconds to get them from scrolling on the phone to stopping and just watching your content. That's why it's very, very important that your videos, carousels, whatever it is, right? But most of the time it's going to be a reel, right? Reels are just they're going to take over eventually. Pictures are going to be more and more obsolete. That's why it's very important that you have a good hook in your video, right? For example, if you're a fitness coach, right? And I use a lot of fitness analogies because that's my background, right? But the same rule applies to any niche, right? If I do a hook, right, I have 2 seconds to get you to stop and hear me, right? So the video may start off and say something like, hey, are you watching this on your lunch break and you're fat as hell? I know it's extreme, right? But I'm going to do a call out, right? And then that's why from the hook, right, I'm going to give value, right? So they tune in, they tune in, they tune in, right? Because ideally what I want to do is if I have a CTA in a video, right, I want them to be okay, cool. Let me go ahead and take action with whatever it is. But let's say, for example, it's you don't have a call to action. You have a good hook. You have you're leading with a lot of value. Ideally, the next step that you want them to do is if you pop up on their feed, you want them to, if this is your profile, right? This is your little picture. This is your I help statement, your followers, whatever it is. You get the point, right? And then all your content is obviously on here, right? You want them to kind of watch everything and go into your funnel and watch all your content, right? Because this is actively nurturing them. If they're following you, amazing, right? If they're not following you, now they're more likely to follow you because now they're oh, okay, cool. Who's this guy or girl? I'm watching all their content, right? This is the thought process that goes behind when I'm creating content. Instagram is moving so fast and it's going to keep moving fast, 300 miles, 400 miles an hour. There's so much distraction. Instagram right now is it's interest media. That's literally what it is. Look at your algorithm right now. It's probably things that you're just interested in. It's not really anything that you're social about it anymore. It's just interest, right? You're oh, okay, cool. I don't like this. I'm gonna watch this, right? So ideally, this is how I look at it, Instagram. This is how I look at when I create content. If it's an existing follower, if they see my stuff, I want them to watch my content. They might poke around my stories, and then from there alone, they might do it. They might do a call to action. They might fill out my inquiry link, join my community, book a call with me. That is a thought process that I have when it comes to creating content, right? Because the next thing is, right, right? This is the person. I do a lot of stick figures, right? And this is like the follower, right? This is you, right? And I'm gonna put, and no, sorry, I'm on my mouse, so like I said, be patient. And this is you. The end goal is, let's just say the end goal is they book a call with you and they give you money. Let's just say they give you money. That's the end goal, right? Because you want to turn a follower into a paying client. That's the end goal, right? Usually from this point, this is my thought process. And it's not just easy, oh, I'm going to make a post and that's it. That's why you're failing. If you don't think about these little metrics, you're going to be spinning your wheels, right? So it's like, cool. They usually see your post. Amazing. Now they're looking around. This is how today's society is now. It's like they're looking around. From there alone, they're like just watching. They're just like kind of, I'll put the little eye bubble here. Then they might reach out. It's going to put the abbreviation, reach out. Now you're engaged in a conversation. Then they leave you on red. Then if you haven't seen my follow-up video, you got to follow up with them. You see how like, it's like there's so many micro steps in sales call, objection, how to overcome objections to get them from being a follower to a paying client. But where does it all start off with? It starts off with a post, and it could be a story as well. You see, like, think of your Instagram. You want to like, it's like an awareness campaign. It really is. Like either sometimes people are aware that they have a problem or they don't. That's just how it is. Like right now you're watching this video. Like if you're not like, if you've been in the game for like years and you don't have like, if you're an online coach and you don't have like at least like, let's say the goal is to get 10K per month and you're like 2 or 3 years in and you're not at 10K per month, something is wrong. You may think something is right, but it's wrong. And I'm telling you right now, it's wrong. So I just made you aware of that. Some people are watching this and you're watching this and you're like, I have a problem. I need help. And this is where I'm providing the help because you're already aware. That's the same thing with your Instagram content. I hope we're following. Like, all right, like I said, I have a thought process in these videos, right? But I work best when I'm just doodling and just letting it all out, right? So this is how you need, excuse me. This is how you need to think about your content. Posting, you get a lead, they're watching you, the reach out, conversations, reach out, follow up, sales calls. Like there's just so many micro components that go into client acquisition. So I also want you to understand that this is Instagram Reels, right? I also want you to think about like, let me go right here. Sorry, my little mouse. Stories, right? Like stories are a hidden thing, right? Now, a lot of you guys are not utilizing stories correctly, right? There are many ways to do it, right? I look at stories like literally like I'm going to put behind the scenes. Like that's the way I look at it. Like it's more laid back. Like I'm not really a fancy editing, thinking about anything specific. I am thinking about things specifically, but I'm not like, I'm just like, people like to spend time with you. As weird as it may sound, even if your following is 200, 300 people, like people are watching everything you are saying right now. Literally, like right now. Like maybe you're watching this content, you barely talk to me. You don't talk to me at all, but you're watching my content. You're literally spending time with me. You really, really are, right? So like, it's the same thing with you, right? So like behind the scenes, right? So the way I look at my stories is this is how I think about it, right? I look at my stories like I want to build trust. I want you to spend time with me and put the abbreviation, right? And honestly, I just be chill. Like, I don't know, like my day in my life, what I'm doing. Like, even though I basically do something every single day, right? It's kind of like, this is what I think about my story. So like testimonials, right, are crucial. I'm constantly posting testimonial every single day, right? Because what's happening is that people right now are actively watching that. They're watching, and they're eventually going to take action. You see, I'm moving the needle to eventually they hop on a call and I make a sale. Same thing with any niche, right? Big companies do it all the time. Very, very simple. If you're like, and now if you're probably thinking about like, oh, I don't have testimonials. Well, go get testimonials. A whole different story. Watch my last video on freaking how to get clients. Like very, very simple, right? Do it for free, basically, right? If that's where you're at right now. Don't have an ego, right? But look, like this is what I think about like everything on my Instagram with me and my coaches. Why like, my business is taking off. Why I'm helping so many coaches now. Why, my coaches are crushing is because there's a thought process that goes behind it. We're not just randomly posting content, right? A lot of coaches, they just randomly post content and they don't have a plan, right? Like literally, like you need to have a plan while you're doing it, right? So like I'll go like, testimonials, right? The funny thing about it is that ST, I totally forgot the abbreviation, what I put it for. But like, for example, like what I like to do is type of things is that like, if I want to get leads right now, literally, right? And this has to happen consistently. You literally can just do an Instagram story right now, right? Like, hey, like a hook. Are you struggling with this? Right. And then it's like let's just say it's A and B, right? They fill it out, right? You engage in a conversation, you book a call, you make a sale. You're like, AJ, no way it's that easy. Well, I was like, yeah, it is if you're consistent with it, right? But if you're making good hooks on your stories, right, and you're speaking of pain and you're just engaging in conversations, like you ask them, like, are you struggling with this? Are you struggling with this? And then you message them, say, how long have you been struggling with that? Yeah, and then sometimes too, guess what? Guess what? A lot of coaches get mixed up on is that they send a message and then they get left on red and they stop replying. And then for me, it's like I know that it takes average 3 to 7 follow-ups. I'm gonna put the funny abbreviation FU. I'm not talking to you, but you get the point, right? It takes 3 to 7 follow-ups. I made a YouTube video about that too. Like, check out my channel. Like, literally, like how to literally money sitting in your inbox right now. But you see, like, I know when I create a story. This is what I'm saying. Like, I want you to understand that my thought process. I know when I create a story is that sometimes I'm gonna get left on red. People are going to respond. They're not gonna message me back. Then I'm gonna need to follow up, and then I may or may not get a reply. And then when I finally do get a reply, I engage in a conversation and I book a call and then I make a sale. That's how it is with any niche, right? It's like the money is always made in the follow-up, but it always starts with, where am I going to go? It always starts with one story or one post. You see, this is like the thought process that goes behind this, right? Like my YouTube videos, right? I like really focus on like right now, right? You know, I'm busy. I have clients, results. I'm like business is doing good, right? And I'm helping so many coaches and I love it. I'm doing this full time, right? But like right now I want to help more, right? Really, really do, right? I make this YouTube videos for people that either number one are never gonna spend and are never gonna enroll my program. That's just me being truthful, right? But they get value from my videos. Cool. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Like I do my best to just literally give as much value. The next thing is like people that will eventually buy from me, enroll my program, whatever it is, right? This content is meant to give you as much value, you to apply it, for you to work, and then for you to be like, yo, like this works, AJ. Let me help me more full like that. That's why that like everything is methodical. Like I like literally this is why I'm doing it, right? So this is just 2 examples. Like just 2 examples of a post, right? On Instagram. Like it all starts with a post on your feed, on your story, like excuse me. That is how it works, right? So the more you could think about these micro components that go into creating content, the more you'll be able to win. Very, very simple, right? And now you can get into things like, hey, well, AJ, get into like, you know, different type of style. Like there's always going to be new styles. Like right now it could be like different angle changes. Next year it'll probably be, you know, different, you know, lower angle, whatever, it does not matter. It always changes. But you know what never changes is the value that you give per person. What either is gonna get that person to decide whether they want to take action or not, right? I look at my Instagram. I'm gonna lead with this, make it very simple. I look at my Instagram as like I want to just, you know, make you know, people that know they have a problem, as I make them aware. And then from there alone, they watch my YouTube videos like you're watching right now. And then from them alone, you're building trust with me. Trust is decided when you're ready. And then from there, you're like, you know what? I'm going to book a call. And then basically it's like, I'm going to enroll you and get your results. That's the way I look at it. Very simple, right? And if you're not thinking like that, that's the reason why you keep spinning your wheels. It's not that hard. It really, really isn't. Like I don't just post YouTube videos just for like no reason. I don't post Instagram content for no reason. Everything is for a purpose. So very, very simple. Make this very short and sweet. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to your boy. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to go ahead and hit me up on Instagram, official AJ Gonzalez. And like I said, if you need help and you want to implement all this stuff, you need help implementing rather, you want to guarantee results, check the link down below. 5 high paying clients guaranteed working with us. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.